Hi, I'm Auntie, and this is Emma, and we are the faces behind Auntie M's Blogspot. And today we're going to use shrinky Dink paper, and we're going to make wine charms for Emma's mom Holly for Mother's Day next week. So we're so glad that you could join us today. For this project, you are going to need a selection of Sharpie markers and a Cricut, either Expression or a Cricut Create, and the cartridge of your choice, and also some shrinky Dink paper. And you're also going to need some little hooks to put the wine charms on. Here's a couple that I did already, and I hope you can see those. I did this Celebrate, but it was just a little bit too big. But actually I went to the jewelry section of my local craft store, and I got these wire rings in the jewelry section. They're actually for making earrings, but they work well for this application as well. So today Emma and I are going to show you how we used our Cricut and our markers and so forth to come up with these really cool creative wine charms.
What I did was I set my paper in the Cricut to 6. The speed was low, my pressure was high. I put my size to 2.5 and pressed my cut button to the corner of the paper.
Right, we lined it up to the corner of the paper. Now, what I found when I was experimenting with this the other day, that we also need to press the multi-cut button, and you will notice that the multi-cut button is lit. And what that's going to do is that's going to cut the same shape twice. And all that does is that just makes sure, because the shrinky Dink paper is a little stiff and it's a little thick, when we use the multi-cut button, we want to make sure that it cuts all the way through the shrinky Dink paper. So what Emma has decided was that she was going to do the image on page 123, just this little scallop shape. And so we're going to go ahead and cut that for you now. So why don't you show us how to do that, Em? So we've set the blade to the corner of the paper. We're going to press paper size because we're using an 8.5 by 11, an 8.5 by 11 paper, which is the shrinky Dink. Okay, so what we've done is we've cut all our shapes, and we're just going to hit unload paper. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to peel all these shapes. So what I noticed when I was experimenting with this is that the hole that the Cricut cuts isn't quite big enough. So we're just going to take a standard size paper puncher, and we're just going to line up that hole, and we're just going to make that hole a little tiny bit bigger. Okay, so we're going to get started with going ahead and decorating our little charms. These were the designer jewelry wine hooks that I was talking about. They come 6 in a pack, and I don't know, they were like $1.50, not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to decorate some of our charms and go ahead and get ready to bake those. We're using Sharpie permanent markers, not a water-based marker, a permanent marker. And you can also use colored pencils as well. Colored pencils work. So now we're in the kitchen. We have set the oven to 350, and we have taken our charms that we did. You can see that we used some rubber stampers and stamped some of them. They came out super cute. And what we did was we folded a piece of parchment paper in half, and we tucked them right in there. So we have our charms. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move those over to our cookie sheet. And making sure that they're not touching because we don't want them to melt together. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these in the oven, and we're going to wait for them to shrink, which should only take about 5 minutes. And we'll check those in a little bit. So we've taken our shrinky Dinks out of the oven, and you can see how super cute they came out. They shrunk right up, and you know, they held their shape, and they're just super cute. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the charms. We're going to use our little earring pieces from the jewelry section of our local store, and we're just going to go ahead and feed those through. And you can see how super cute that is, and how cute that's going to look on a wine glass. Great job! I'm so glad that you could join us, and I hope this inspires you to come up with your own creativity. Have a great day.